Look at that bumper. Look at that thing. Ladder and light bar Ryan. Happy New Year. First upload of the year. This is Oliver's van. The guy has 2 vans now. That's Joey's Fort's van. There's my van. We're having an impromptu Northern California meet here. We're at Ryan's right now. Show you guys his operation. I'm trying to get him to make these, put these into production. So he's making a light bar right now. Stefan was the first customer. My buddy Stefan with the Traverse van, Traverse conversion. He's working on a ladder right here and he's modifying it a little bit. And it's for Oliver right there. So this is Ryan's operation. This is an ORW Baja Eliminator light bar. I issued a challenge to Ryan to recreate these and he did. So if you want one of these light bars, get in touch with Ryan. And this is one of his ladders. And he's improving on the design. He's working on it right now. He's making it slightly narrower. He makes light bars for the 08 to 2014 body style. And Joey's Ford was the first customer for the newer style light bar. Here's another thing I'm trying to convince him to make more of. Meat exclusive or pickup only exclusive. I know he doesn't want to deal with the astronomical shipping, but you made this too, right, sir?
Yes.
So I know you took the aluminous tire carrier, but what part of this is your design?
Well, I'll show you here.
And you guys...
Pretty much this whole swing out, this box swing out's mine.
So you created this whole swing out. And then you mounted a Pelican case to it. Some water. Nice.
Yeah, I got a friend, Dave Chirico, that this is on his van. He's got a Colorado camper, and he kind of showed me this, and I really like it. It's hidden. You don't notice it. You don't see it. But I built this, and then all the rear bumper. The aluminous part I didn't. So obviously that's theirs, but
so everything
under here,
and except this,
right?
So all this is yours.
Yep.
So whoever's watching this, and you guys are looking up the Econoline aftermarket, you know what stuff for these vans cost. So here you go. Here's another one of his creations. So he's rolling with the stuff that he created. So there it is. Nice, man. So I said I'm gonna pin his Instagram. You guys, maybe if enough of you guys get in touch with them, more custom parts. I want to see this guy grow. Yeah, this guy's like me. He doesn't ask for shout outs or, you know, shine. I just like to give people their shine, man, because this is an industry that I really love. I've been talking about this industry for the last 13 years. So it's really cool that someone's making more affordable options, and he's running his ladder right here. And then you sold your original light bar that you made, right? I did. And you said you were sad about it, right?
I kind of was, yeah. But you know, I built the front bumper and I didn't have any use for the old ones. So
yeah, you got your legacy now, man. So many. I think you sold more of these than ORW did. That's the ORW one, the original one. Probably sold more than they did.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think you did, man. I think I ran into looking at eBay list, not eBay, Facebook Marketplace. I think I've seen like 3 or 4 ORWs on people's vans. That's it.
Okay.
Yeah, not many of them.
Well,
I think the market wasn't ready for them yet when these were out 13 years ago.
Well, I know you and Chupacabra are the only ones I've ever seen, you know, and I've probably seen more of my own stuff.
Exactly, man.
So these are the 2 bumpers I have for when I do light bars for the 08s and up and the 07s and lower. They have all the...
So you pull this out each time someone orders a light bar?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and those pegs are actually set up for my table, so I just drop them into the fixture table. They stay put. And then everything's kind of pre-drilled out, all the holes.
Nice. And then you were thinking about getting a template van, right?
Yeah, that might be the next step.
To make more like custom parts?
Yeah.
Dude, everyone go talk to this guy. I'll pin him in the comments section so you guys could talk to him, man. Let's push this guy make parts of the Econoline market, it's not very big, so more product would be nice. All right, what are you gonna show me, man?
So this was my grandfather's lathe here. This is an early 1900 lathe. I forget what company it is that makes it, but my Uncle Dave, he ended up with it when my grandfather passed and refurbished this whole thing. So it's fully functional. Everything works. I've used it a couple times. You know, you can turn down steel, you know, different dimensions and whatnot. So this is kind of like a family, I don't want to say heirloom, but you know, it kind of is. It's my grandfather's in it, my uncle's in it, so it's kind of cool.
That's really cool, man. 1900.
Yeah, it's early 1900s.
That's quality.
Yeah, it's got all these like old school oilers. So this is where you'd fill up some oil, so that way it lubricates the mechanism in here. It's pretty cool. And
something you would see on pawn stores,
right? And then I converted my grinder to a belt, a sanding belt. So this really works out good. That was a good change. So I use that pretty much on a daily when I'm trying to finish stuff. I have a welding positioner here, which is really hard to use, but you can put your part in here, and you could sit here and weld as your part spins instead of you going around the part trying to weld something. But you have to get the timing right on this, and there's a lot to it. It's kind of hard to use, but I've used it a couple times. It's pretty cool. I have everything on casters because I have a small garage. So what I do is I'll roll stuff out in the driveway if I have to cut metal or whatever. But this is my where I cut metal, and I also do my tube notching on my tube notcher here on the back end here. So that's how I can get all these nice notches and tubing. With that, and I just bought a tubing roller to roll out tube. It's from Swag Off-Road. They make a lot of killer stuff. And that's what I used to bend the front bumper on the van. I rolled that out. It took me about an hour, but I got it rolled out. And I also have a Swag brake over here. And this is my dimple die setup for when I do dimple dies. I got a couple different sizes. I don't have all of them, but I got a couple different ones. But this is all pneumatic. And again, Swag. They make a lot of cool stuff. I do have more Swag over here. This fixture table I built myself. It really works out good because you can clamp anything to it and it stays put. Super heavy duty, super beef.
How many ladders have you made so far, man? Top of your head.
You know, I would say probably in the ballpark of probably 40 ladders.
Nice,
and maybe
man.
20 or 30 light bars in the last 2 years.
And is the process getting easier every time since you've done it so much?
Yeah,
Nice.
It's kind of like, you know, once you've done it once or a couple times, the other times are it gets easier as you go. But changing this style now, you know, I'm back to square one where I got to rethink everything and remeasure and you know, figure out dimensions on whatnot. But I got this down now.
Nice. Man, so there's 70 people rolling with your stuff.
Probably roughly.
That's still cool, man.
And then I have a tubing bender there from JD Squared. That has paid for itself a million times over. It's a great tool to have. You know, I first started off with they call it a Harbor Freight kinker, a tubing kinker, and that's, I guess if you know how to use it, it works good, but it's tough. It's tough to master. But this here, perfect bends every single time. You just have to buy the right die for, you know, whatever kind of tube you're running. Got my plasma cutter over there. I use that not a lot, but I'm gonna try to maybe get a plasma table this year. So we'll see how that goes. My TIG welder from Prime Weld. They make outstanding stuff, and their customer service is second to none. They're really good. I do, you know, Miller and Prime is who I use for my welding stuff. And then I do have another swag unit over here. This is converts that bandsaw into kind of like a table, or not a table saw, but whatever the hell you call it. That thing works real well. That's my neighbor over there, Gabe. He's always checking out what I'm doing.
What you're doing.
But yeah, Swag Off-Road, they make a lot of products for Harbor Freight tools and Milwaukee and DeWalt, so you can convert your tools over to more useful stuff. And this is kind of it. This is where I kind of do my own thing. I get lost after work, come home.
Started making your own Econoline parts, and they're selling, man.
Yeah.
So you're in the game, man. That's why I don't know. I'm gonna cut this video, but I told them make this a meat exclusive, pickup exclusive. I know that. How much time did that take to make?
It took, I think, rolling out that tube, just this main tube here. This took the longest. I think it was over an hour just trying to get the radius right so it followed the nose. I think that was it. But I kept the templates for like these cutouts. You know, putting kind of reset or insetting that barn to this piece of steel, that took a little bit to kind of figure out that dimension. I wanted everything to kind of flow at the same angle.
When I was like observing it at the meet, I think it's really cool how this comes up like that. It's like pretty much matches, like it's made for this grill almost.
Yeah, it kind of follows the same.
Yeah, that was really good.
Same taper, yeah. I
But
love the front end on this.
Yeah, I like how you could see the suspension too. More of it. Here's a Ryan ladder. So he's doing a new design. I'm going to show you guys that in a second. So this is a foot wide, and that's how it's mounted. Yeah, man. Here's the Oliver ladder right here, the new improved design. So what Ryan did was narrow it. I believe it's 11 inches instead of 12, and then the bottom mounting is smaller, so if you have a shorty van, so the one I have will fit on the short vans, but it's a tight fit, so he created it so it's a nicer, easier fit on the shorty vans, and then the top is still the same right there, so a little narrower. So Ryan's making improvements to his design